Hi guys, I am here at Goleta train station where in a few short minutes Santa Barbara's first commuter rail service will be pulling into the station. However, it is not quite what you were expecting it to be. We'll talk all about it once the train pulls into the station.
Northbound Amtrak train 767 boundary Coquito. Business class is to the left-hand side towards the front of the train. Close seating is the last 4 cars to your right.
So the train has now pulled into the station and you may now have a couple questions. Isn't this an Amtrak train? And aren't Amtrak trains meant to travel longer distances? Yes and yes. So this new commuter rail service is technically not a new commuter rail service, but instead an expansion of Amtrak's world-famous Pacific Surfliner, which travels as far south as San Diego, all the way north up to San Luis Obispo. This train is specifically running during the morning rush hour. As before this, there were no trains that ran during this, so there were no rail alternatives. So now with this new round trip, the city of Santa Barbara has been marketing it as a commuter rail service. So now this train does not terminate here in Goleta, but is instead going to continue further up north to San Luis Obispo. We'll go into more detail on this after the train departs out of the station.
Let's now talk about this in more detail. As mentioned before, this is not a new commuter rail service. It is an expansion of Amtrak's Pacific Surfliner, well known for its scenic views along the Pacific Ocean and countless destinations across Southern California. It currently sees over 2 million riders annually, making it Amtrak's third busiest passenger service. This now begs the question, why is a 350-mile route being marketed as a commuter train by Santa Barbara County with this new round trip? Also, why does Santa Barbara need a commuter rail service when it is not as large as cities such as Los Angeles and San Diego? Census data shows that approximately 11,000 people commute from Ventura County into Santa Barbara County every day for work, and this doesn't include the 30,000 other people who travel into Santa Barbara for other travel purposes. Before May 4th, there were no trains that traveled up to Santa Barbara during the morning rush hour. The only car-free way to travel into Santa Barbara is by the Coastal Express, operated by the Ventura County Transportation Commission. Despite running relatively frequently during rush hour, buses still get stuck in all the congestion on the 101, making them not the most reliable form of public transportation. Caltrans has been actively widening the 101 freeway to catch up with this high volume of commuters. But I'm gonna bet $1 million that in the long run, it is still gonna see standstill traffic. Fight me. Expanding the freeway beyond 6 lanes would be nearly impossible without eminent domain, which would not go down well with anyone, not to mention all the additional noise and air pollution that would come as a result. This has led to agencies looking at expanding rail alternatives to help alleviate congestion on the 101 freeway. This project was originally meant to be a pilot program through the Los Angeles regional rail operator Metrolink. I personally was very excited because Metrolink was finally going to serve my hometown until these plans were scrapped due to failed negotiations with Union Pacific. Cause you know, they're too busy trying to become a freight rail monopoly in the US. They need their money, man. This led to agencies instead expanding the existing Pacific Surfliner service to Santa Barbara during rush hour. Using the train to commute was not possible beforehand since the first northbound train arrived in Santa Barbara at 9:55 a.m. This new trip begins at LA Union Station instead of in San Diego. The train departs at 5:13 a.m. and makes numerous stops in LA County. It then arrives in Simi Valley, the first stop in Ventura County, at 6:14 a.m. and then stops in Moorpark, Camarillo, Oxnard, and downtown Ventura. It then travels into Santa Barbara County, serving Carpinteria, Santa Barbara, and Goleta. It reaches Santa Barbara at 7:56 a.m. and Goleta at 8:15 a.m. The train then continues to San Luis Obispo, appealing more to people traveling up to the region for day trips. Amtrak 790, which begins in Goleta, will provide the advertised southbound trip, which leaves Goleta at 4:25 p.m. and Santa Barbara at 4:37 p.m. You can technically also take Amtrak 794, which departs Goleta at 6:38 p.m., but we will talk about this in detail later. Currently, a fare between Moorpark and Goleta costs $23. If you are traveling longer distances to commute to work, this can get pretty expensive quickly. However, commuter passes are being provided. There will be a 10-trip pass and a monthly pass. The 10-trip pass will cost between $47 and $50, which is already the price of 2 trips, making this a really good deal. There is also a monthly pass that will range between $85 and $150, which is also a great deal. It also includes free transfers to local bus agencies, making the payment system relatively simple. The passes can also be used on the VCTC Coastal Express to provide greater flexibility for workers traveling in the evening rush hour. This is the basic premise of this new round trip. Normally I would not make a video on a single new round trip, but because Amtrak is appealing to a different audience with this trip, it becomes much more significant than one would think. In my opinion, I think the planning for this service was very well done. Amtrak has always been known as a regional and intercity rail operator, appealing to people who are traveling longer distances. Because service is pretty limited on the Pacific Surfliner between LA and San Luis Obispo, new trips are always welcome. Since Amtrak appeals to travelers, introducing this new trip that appeals to commuters will greatly benefit the service's ridership by attracting a new travel audience to take the train instead of driving. Encouraging more people to take the train and expanding service will greatly help reduce congestion on the freeway, improving the experience for drivers. Pacific Surfliner trains can carry nearly 500 people. That is 500 fewer cars on the road. Adding one more lane, bro, will not have the same long-term reductions in congestion, as it will only induce more people to drive. In the future, it would be great to get an additional early morning trip up to Goleta that departs an hour after the newly added northbound train to reduce overcrowding and better accommodate future growing demand. I also think the pricing models are great for commuters who would be regularly riding this compared to standard travelers. At first, I was unsure how I felt about this new service since this was originally meant to be a pilot program for Metrolink to run to Santa Barbara. I am still a firm believer that Metrolink should one day be extended up to Santa Barbara so the Pacific Surfliner can operate more as an express service to reduce travel times. I talk about this in much more detail in my previous video about the Surfliner. However, having a single Metrolink round trip would not be a particularly appealing travel option since it would only be useful during the morning rush hour. Instead, we get an enhanced Surfliner schedule that leads to nearly bi-hourly service throughout the day, which is a great goal to have. It also provides an earlier train trip to San Luis Obispo, making day trips there much more practical. There are a lot of new benefits to this new service. However, I do have one concern. How do we get the commuters to their work from the train station? Simple. Just use a bus. Perfect. Easy. Just one issue. Neither station has regular bus service. Well, one of Santa Barbara's biggest shortcomings in its bus network is that they are not well integrated into Amtrak stations in the county. At Goleta, you have to walk about 10 minutes from the Goleta train station to Hollister Avenue to connect with the nearest bus stop. It is also about 10 minutes to the nearest bus stop from the Santa Barbara station. There is a shuttle known as the Waterfront Shuttle that operates during the summer and serves the Santa Barbara station, but it is only a seasonal service. I do understand why the MTD would have little incentive to connect its buses to either station since not a lot of Amtrak service serves these two stations. However, that is slowly changing, meaning that something needs to be done to address this expansion in passenger rail service and growth of ridership. Agencies are addressing this issue by providing new limited stop commuter bus lines that directly serve the Santa Barbara and Goleta stations. Starting with Goleta, the new Line 90 will travel west onto Hollister, serving the western part of Goleta, where lots of jobs are located. Line 91 will travel eastward, serving downtown Goleta, and then travel south to serve UC Santa Barbara. Line 92 will serve Santa Barbara Station. It will travel through downtown and up to Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital. Overall, I think these route selections are great. However, I do wish that there was a shuttle that would run from Santa Barbara Station to the MTD Transit Center along State Street, since it would allow commuters to change to most lines within the bus network if their work is not accessible by the 92. This could easily be addressed if MTD made the Waterfront Shuttle a permanent service. One day. Another potential issue is that since these are limited stop buses, they may miss certain areas that are served by local buses that connect to jobs. I would imagine the MTD will adjust which stops all three new lines will serve over time based on demand and commuter feedback. Now this all sounds great. However, these new lines will only run for the new northbound commuter service and southbound train 790, which leaves Goleta around 4 p.m. The new lines do not apply to any of the other 5 round trips. I understand there would not particularly be a need to do this on the midday services, but not having the buses also running for Amtrak 794, which leaves Goleta around 6:30 p.m. is definitely a missed opportunity. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine there are still a reasonable amount of jobs that have work shifts that last until 5 to 6 p.m. Having the newly introduced lines serve this round trip would greatly help with flexibility for workers. Providing first and last mile connections is very important in helping boost transit ridership, which is why I heavily emphasize on this specific detail. Despite my concerns around local transit connections, I think this new round trip that appeals to commuters was very well thought out and executed. This was a step that absolutely needed to be taken to improve frequencies on the Pacific Surfliner. North of LA, trains now run almost every 2 hours, leading to a much more consistent and predictable schedule than before. Commuters now have a reliable way to travel into Santa Barbara, attracting a completely new market of riders and making the service known to more people in the region. I hope that this new round trip is successful in getting more people to ditch their cars and to take the train. And as we have seen from this video, if you build it, they will come. Wait a second.